Ah, Rock, can you hear me all right? Turn this down. What's up, Fantasy Animal Vegan? Right on time. I'm just doing a real quick stream before bed. I was gonna just record this, but on my iPad is putting out lots of sound. Hope it doesn't echo. Weird, like I have an iPad up here to view chat, but I can't turn the volume all the way down on my iPad when it's running. It's really weird. But anyway. Yeah, I got these new pens. These are called Jesus Christ, shut up. Hang on, let's see if I can mute this. Well, hopefully it's not echoing. But yeah, so I got they're called um Meister by Point. Yeah. Point Corporation it's called. If you can see it there, let's see. There's some details. Ooh, blurry. There we go. Yeah, Point. It doesn't say Meister anywhere on here. It must say it in Japanese right here. But I got these off Jet Pens. I've been wanting to try these out because you can kind of see the felt tip. Kind of like a Copic multiliner, kind of, which I like. So I wanted something like that. But refillable, and you can replace the tips too, because it feels like the tips run out on these faster than the ink does. But plus I like that you can use a converter. This has a converter like fountain pens have, so you can fill it with ink and that made me want to try it too. So I got the regular one and the pocket one, but otherwise they're essentially the same, except the pocket doesn't come with a converter, so I'm not going to try it now. It just comes with this cartridge, but I don't know what kind of ink's in there. I have a feeling it might not be waterproof. I'm not sure. I don't trust cartridges that come with pens to be waterproof though, because I love parallel pens by Pilot, and those um, aren't waterproof either. Yeah, I'm actually going to use. I've been thinking about getting the Noodlers black, but right now I have the platinum carbon, which works great. So I'm going to try that out. I also have um, this stuff. This stuff is awesome. This Chokuro, but it's just too thick and dry to use. Oh wait, I can't. There we go. Yeah, it's just too thick and dry to do. I probably should have turned on autofocus for this. I wonder if I still can. I usually don't use autofocus when I'm drawing because it keeps focusing on my hand, but let's see here if I can do it. Nah, I'll just have to do it manual. That's all right. Let's see here. But yeah, it's just too thick and dry. But it is a nice matte black. It's a beautiful ink, so it's unfortunate. I could use it with dip pens though. But yeah, for now I'll just use the carbon ink. And let's see. So yeah, this one doesn't. So yeah, I'm just gonna pass on this one for now. It's a little smaller. I like the kind of cream color though. But yeah, so yeah, I figure I'll fill it up and maybe do a quick little psychedelic doodle with it before bed if it works. But who knows? I might load it and it might work like shit. And I won't be troubleshooting it tonight too much, and then it might not draw a thing. But we shall see. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm still focused in on this. Sorry about this. Keep focusing. Yeah, I know it's a toothpick, not a pen. Yeah, this one might be. I mean, if I can put the back on this, it might be long enough to draw with, and it could be like portable that I keep with me. But yeah, it's pretty small. This one will be fine though. This is a good normal size pen, and then I can, oops, put that on the back, and then you're good. It's actually pretty light. And I just like this converter, which is great. Okay, get in there. And yeah, it just has this little you can kind of see the details there. This little see if we can see it there. Yeah, little felt tip there. It's a 0.8, which is actually not the same as like a point 0.8 in the, because this is actually a very fine line and it actually looks about the same as a 0.2 by a Copic. Maybe a little bit, but actually it looks thicker. But it does not look like a 0.8 to me. A 0.8 is fat. Like, here's a 0.8 I have in a unit pin. That is fat. That's what a normal 0.8 is. That's like way fatter. So, but yeah, they have other sizes too. This is a very fine. Hopefully it's not too thin. I think it's actually just about right. They have a couple thicker ones, but they're actually like the sort of triangular point, and I didn't want that. I wanted just this felt tip nib. This is what I enjoy drawing with the most. The other ones are a point a little bit closer to something like these Fude pens like that, where it's like that kind of triangular tip. So, but anyway, down to business. Let's get some. People are gonna get headaches from all my focusing. I can't turn on autofocus without turning off the camera in the stream though, but that's all right. Most of the stuff will be here now. So I've got my needle here. Got my ink. At a big angle too. This might be kind of dangerous. Actually, I'm gonna leave this off here. This is my testosterone syringe here. I don't inject testosterone, but a friend of ours does, and he has these a whole bunch of extra syringes and these what they call drawing needles, which are like thicker than the ones you put in your skin, that are for drawing out the medicine. And this is perfect for drawing out the ink too. And it was all free instead of going and buying one. So there you go. But I think it's funny. It's for testosterone. So, well, yeah. Let's see here. Let's move this off here. Get some ink. I think I can do this without spilling. I'm pretty careful with it. All right. So it's filled. Hang on, I should have a Kleenex just in case. All right. Off that tip there. All right. Inject. There we go. Filled. Oh, and I dropped the drip. Did it? I made a mess. Jesus, I made it worse. But it's all right. It comes off easy with some soap. Just adds character right now. Yeah, mainly just fountain pen filling. Exact same thing. So, all right. Stick it in there. Seems tight. Twist it to get some ink up there started. Not sure how much to twist it though, because fountain pen, you don't really twist it much to get it going. It just starts going. So I'm not sure how good the feed is. Let's see here. Sketchbook. My little Japanese stickers from my trip. Got my from the Ghost in the Shell Museum, the Chiba Park. This is from an artist's sticker. All right, let's see here. Oh, wow, it's already going through. It already filled while I was standing there. Oh, and it works great. Holy crap. That's awesome. Super easy, and it flows great. Feels good too. Cool, and I like red pens too. Like I have two fountain pens like that too. I have these red ones, which I love. So, I'll add this to oh, and I also have, here we go. This is all my pen collection. You can tell I like red and black. A little dark in the light here though, but it's right in. Sweet. All right. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can tell on screen there, but like between these two pages, I don't know if you can tell like So I dry it in the light. If you can see this black area here, it like kind of shines. It has this sheen to it. That's what carbon black has, which I don't like that. It drives me nuts, but it's the best, darkest waterproof, like good waterproofing there is. But then you look at this thing. This looks like almost a different shit. Like no matter how much I bend it around, it does not pick up any light. And that's what that Chokuro ink is. That shit is so dark and matte is awesome. I wish it would work in fountain pens and stuff, but it just does not. I've tried it in a bunch. I've tried watering it down. It does not work. But I can't even use it on pages with carbon black because I don't know if you can tell here. Like I did all his beard and everything here. This little Tom Hardy sketch, and this is all platinum carbon. But then I filled this in with some Chokuro, and you can really tell it's just like a black hole in the middle of my drawing. Yeah, if you look, shine it in the light here, you can kind of tell like all his hair here is the Chokuro. Yeah, I know. Just shopping at Jet Pens. If you're looking for it, they're actually not too expensive. This was 13.50, and the pocket one was 12.50, so they're not bad. Yeah, the black hole. So, but yeah, and then just all my splatter. I'm trying to experiment and figure out some stuff. See, this is what drives me nuts. I don't know if you can see it here, but like I used the it's gonna be hard to tell. You can almost see it almost looks like shiny pencil lines on top of the black. It probably doesn't show up on camera there, but the light. But that's just platinum carbon black on top of this matte black, and it looks like pencil lines on top. Of course, it scans and works fine, but just for original art, I don't know. But anyway, enough whining. Let's do some arts. Yeah, it's a great price for these, and considering looking it up, you can get replacement nibs for them on there, and you can get of course the ink is endless as well, and you can use whatever ink you want. So Tom and Bronson fill it, so you want him like with his little uncut cock hanging out, waddling around, all covered in grease and dirt. The syringe. I could do that though. That was a great movie, man. Good performance. That made me a big, big fan of Tom Hardy. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna do a quick doodle here. Some stream of consciousness. What am I feeling today? Like, yo, that's right, the stash. Wait, let me see here. Um, a quick search here. Bronson, Tom Hardy. But yeah, I don't know how good this is gonna be. I'm not gonna try to get a likeness or anything on this, but I'm just gonna use it as something to get the pen started moving. Yeah, yeah. God, he was man. The guy in real life was such a nut. It's crazy. Yeah, I'll do this in the style I did the workshop today for Anthony Wheeler too. Just straight pen, quick drawings. I didn't think I was gonna get to draw anything for that today, and then my boss went to like a meeting down the hall for like half hour, so I was able to jump in and do those real quick. But I had to be careful he wouldn't walk back while I'm drawing. I mean, it's a game company; they're pretty chill, but even still, I don't want to look like a jerk. Yeah, the references were great. That was a real fun one today. It's amazing that there's still people that have mustaches like this in real life in modern times. Like, you ever seen that guy? He's a YouTube instructor, character designer called Rodgon. He has a mustache like that. He's not built like Bronson though. see. Wow, two Tom Hardy drawings in a row here. It's becoming a thing. If people can even tell that other one's Tom Hardy, though, I didn't really call it out as that. I just drew it for fun. It was a cool image. So, yeah. You keep trying to train yours, but no, train your what? Sorry, I'm not sure what you meant by that. Wow, this is a great pen, though. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be tough. I don't think I could either. My hair grows too thin. I'm a redhead, so I always have like thin hairs. I always wanted to have like a pompadour too, like rockabilly stuff, but my hair's too thin. It would never stay stood up. It'd always collapse. Yeah. Get your baller hat and stuff. Yeah, see, we're gonna do some boxing. We're gonna make some money here. We're straight over from Ireland. Yeah. He has a long neck in this. I'm gonna exaggerate it. Oh man, I gotta say, I am a fan of this pen though so far. It writes real smooth and the ink flow is great. So I want to try these two because there's other refillable fountain pens I've found. But a lot of them have just the sponge to soak stuff up, and those might be okay too. But I wanted something that has like a converter or a cartridge that I could put my own inks in because I've otherwise I could just try to refill my own, you know, my own Copic or something because they have the sponge in there. So yeah, for me it does. I mean, I don't like it to have a lot of grit on it. I mean, it feels there's texture, so it has some resistance while you're drawing, which is good, like you want on paper, unlike like iPad. But it doesn't feel like a struggle. It has a nice, smooth, buttery flow over the paper. And especially with this paper, this is just a moleskin, but for some reason in moleskin, like when I'm trying some fountain pens that I've modified and stuff, it'll struggle a bit with the ink flow and like picking up bits of paper and stuff. It's not as forgiving for some reason. I don't know if it's the paper doesn't like the nibs or the quality with the ink. I'm not sure, but so, yeah. And it's definitely not too thin either. I was worried it might be too thin, but it's actually just right. You're a Looktroom boy? Wait a second. What's that? I'm an idiot tonight. I'm not keeping up on the jokes. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I've thought about buying one too because I've heard the Lictrum actually does a good job of taking watercolor too, and I want to start experimenting with some watercolor. So yeah, I actually can't knock you on the look trimmer. I can't defend Moleskin over it. I just really like this book of Moleskin, and I like to keep it consistent with sketchbooks. Like I have my next one ready to go, this red one, but otherwise I got the red one in Japan. I like the red. Obviously red and black again as always. But I want to keep them all kind of the same size, but I do have other ones. Get a Electrum one. I want to take I don't know if you know who Lee is from the SVS, which is where Anthony Wheeler teaches. I don't know how familiar are you with that school. But Lee there, he's a great um watercolor guy and he did a course recently and I wish I could have done it. I just didn't have the bandwidth to get all the supplies and focus at the time. But God, I wish he'd do it again, like really soon, because I'm not super busy at work right now and I could totally handle it. It'd be a great start to watercolor. Well, this worked out pretty good. It's not quite the thick, beefy head that Tom Hardy has. I would probably take another pass if I was going for the ultimate likeness. But his head's probably comes out more to here. But hey, for no roughing out and straight to brush, I'll take it. I can get some nice even lines going here. We can even get like a little crosshatch action going. There we go. Hopefully. Although I gotta say, it wasn't Tom Hardy's cool. I can't say I'm attracted to him. I didn't really like his privates looked in this movie. I was kind of like, ew. I mean, I know it's not being presented in a proper way, but still, I'm kind of like, oh, I'm kind of afraid of it. Yeah. And you know what they say about crazy people in bed, there's a lot. You just got to deal with the aftermath when they're crazy and they make your life hell. So sex better be good. So, yeah. Cool. I'm glad you mentioned Bronson, though. This is actually kind of fun. This turned out pretty good. Better than I expected. So thank you. That's two good suggestions from you. First, it was the unicorn lumberjack. That was super fun. So, yeah, yeah, in bed fun. You just gotta, you know, try to find an excuse to get up, get dressed, and leave before you get that post nut clarity and realize the mistake you made. The post nut clarity happens a lot. Should I have him holding his schlong down here with this hand? Just kidding. Or I'll give him boobas like uh like from the workshop today. I love how the chat there all kind of has the same pervy ideas though, with how many sexy unicorns there were and just the people taking off with the rocket boobs and stuff. It's so great. I got screwed up on this hand a little bit. It's kind of weird. His hand looks too long in the photo. And then it goes to this weird curve where he doesn't even show his fingers, but I'm gonna take some liberties here too. Some muscle veins. Tom Hardy's an interesting guy. He's definitely got a boxer's build too, because he doesn't have a lot of he's like shaped good and fit and strong. That's how Bane was too, but he's not like ripped and vascular, he's not cut and ripped. Very kind of classic athlete build, boxer build. Yeah, Rocket Boo's is a. Yeah, I do like the House of Dragons. New series is starting soon. That's actually why I'm really excited for the new Supergirl, because that girl in the beginning of House of Dragons, I wish they hadn't jumped ahead in time. I was so disappointed. She was so good. She was like my favorite part of the show, and then she was jump ahead in time and she's done. I'm like, damn it. The new actress that took over for her is really good too, but I don't like her in comparison for that specific character. So I've never gotten over it. But I do still like the show. Yeah, Sunday. Okay, cool. Yeah, I might not watch it. Well, I might not watch it week to week exactly. I'm usually like a couple or 3 weeks behind on it. So we've got some other shows we're fishing up too. We got one more episode of Spider Noir to watch too, which is also really good. I mean, I figured I'd like it just because of Nicolas Cage, but it's a good show in general. It's very well done. Very campy noir detective film style. I really like how they did it. And I mean, you can watch it whatever, but I I think it's best the first time through in black and white because it's shot to be that type of old school black and white noir film. So I think a lot of the shots are built towards that, even though they probably look good in color too. But all right. This is a great pen. Though. I am very happy. This is a great pen. I like it. Not disappointed one bit. I guess the next test will be if I leave it overnight, sealed, sitting. If I pull it out, if it starts writing just as smooth and easy again the next time, then fuck yeah, I'll be set. I'll be sold. See, I might pull out this pocket one. What did I do with that one? Oh, there it is. I just like the cream color of this, but man, it is thin. It's definitely a pocket one, but I might just rinse out this cartridge and put the put the carbon black in here. I do have another converter from an old broken pen that might work though. Like I wonder if this would fit. Well, I'm not gonna try now, but I have this old converter to wash out. If this one will fit, which it looks like it might, then I have a converter I can put in the pocket one too. I guess it's just if it'll fit in. You know what? It probably won't fit in the barrel. There is the problem why they don't have a converter because it doesn't have enough room for the twisty tail. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna try it tomorrow, and we'll see. Oh, because it's a different version. It's I got it for the color, but it's the pocket version of it. So you can kind of see it says felt pen pocket, whereas this one was just the felt pen. So they're both 0.8 millimeters, so the same tip. It's just a smaller pen. So And I just really liked this cream color is why I decided to try it. So, but yeah, I'm not sure what use a pocket version would be, but hey, never know. There's also a really popular, people like little tiny things like that, but I have big bare hands, so it doesn't work for me. So I guess I can't really understand it, but people like those little tiny brushes too. Because one of the more popular fountain pens right now too is this, I keep wanting to say Cooper Mini, but it's not the Cooper Mini, not the car, but it's something mini, and it's a little fountain pen. Hey, Gruff, welcome back. But the mini, it's maybe just slightly longer than this cap. It's thick. It's probably about twice as thick as this, but it's only about this long when it's closed. And then when you take the cap off and post it, then it's maybe about this long. So it's a normal size pen to write with mostly, but it's like this big when it's not, and it's clear too. So I almost bought those to put on these with the because this is the one I rigged up with my parallel pen tip on it. Um, but it's these were cheaper pens and they're full size. So speaking of which, I wonder if this flowing here. Let's see, let's play around here. Parallel pen. Get a little more stylized here. Ruff is on the entire other side of the world from us here. It's like I think probably like what 2 3 p.m. from for you. I think usually around now. I saw you have an art battle going, Cruff. That'll be cool. Are either of you guys familiar with the YouTube streamer oh crap, now I'm gonna forget his name. 1000? He's like a graffiti or not a graffiti art, but like a mural artist who has a real popular YouTube channel now where he makes a lot of shirts and products that sell really well, and it's a pretty good channel, but he does a lot of art battles on it, which are pretty cool. He's had some pretty good big artists on it too, and they'll have a thing where like he has like a wheel he spins, like they'll be like, all right, well we're gonna do a sci-fi thing, but it has to have like it has to do with like war and battles, and it has to have a violin and pickles in it or something like that, just all these random things they pick, and then they'll have four artists and they all kind of take I'm not sure how long in real time it takes, but it seems like a couple weeks or something, and they keep checking in on their progress for making the piece, and then they all get on a stream together and present their final pieces, and then they put a post on the YouTube channel where a poll where you can go in and vote for who won. And then of course you have all these pieces you can sell too or make t-shirts and stuff. And I kind of wanted to do it. I think I could hold up against those guys, but I saw one recently he did with three other artists that were all like not huge YouTube stars. They were they all had like a few hundred followers on Instagram. So I was like, oh, but 1000 himself has nearly 1 million followers. He has something like 800,000 YouTube followers or something. So he's big. But I thought, these artists, they're not huge artists, and honestly, I didn't really like their art a whole lot personally. But That's just, personal taste. It's all subjective. But they did the challenge, and their finals were decent. They weren't too bad. One I actually really liked, and but the long story short, I went to sort of check out after the challenge. Like it's like a week after. I was like, well, let's see how much it helped with these people appearing on this 1 million follower 1000 challenge, And they only got like not even 50 new followers or something. I was like, shit, what the hell? Like, is it just people don't like their art, or does the exposure on his channel not matter? The other artists he has on there too for the challenges are usually a little bit bigger and already kind of popular, so it's kind of hard to judge what the payback was for them, as far as the aftermath. So, yeah, I don't know. So now I'm kind of like conflicted if I want to take the time to do it because it is time intensive, and if there's no real payoff, then what's the point? I might just, if I'm not getting more exposure and stuff, then I'll just keep doing my drawings. So I don't know. I have to think about it. I'm not sure how you even get on there, but I was like, I think I'm better than the people in the last challenge, and they don't have that many more followers than me. So I figure, well, at least you're saying there's a chance. So I have a feeling maybe if you just write them and say, hey, can I get on the challenge? And, if he likes your stuff and you wait for a slot down the road, maybe it happens. Who knows? So, yeah, he's not bad. It's 1000 as in all written out, like TENHUNDRED. Um, Runic wings, yeah, a little bit, yeah. I'm just kind of doing a sort of probably what his inner mind is like. If you're not familiar with this character, Craft, this is a character Tom Hardy played. It's based on a real person. He was this criminal in prison in the UK back in the. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie, so I'm going to be completely incorrect here as far as what era it is. Was it back in the 40s or 50s or something? But doesn't even 50s even seems too modern. But he was just really crazy and was always like beating up people and getting out. But he was like a real charmer too, and he was like a boxer, and he's a real interesting, unique, kind of crazy dude. So it's one of Tom Hardy's best roles too, by far, and it's one of his early roles. So I highly recommend the movie. It's called Bronson. And that this is just a picture from Bronson. This guy here. There we go, side by side comparison. I don't want to do that because then you see my flaws that I drew. But this black line I should know, but now I'm going to use it to fill in his head a little bit. There we go. What are you Up to tonight, fantasy animal vegan? Are you just laying in bed watching videos? I think that's what you were doing last time, right? Because you're a little later than me. You're an hour or two ahead of me. I'm in Pacific time, so it's 11:48. I actually got to get to bed here in a couple minutes, so because I got to be up really early tomorrow. Man, I am stoked for this pen. So just one thing here to kind of finish it off. Oh, you're in Oh, you're here. Wait, did you tell me that you're here in town? Well, not totally in town, but Ventura. That's here in like SoCal. Why did I think you were farther away in another state? Oh wow, you could Surprised you haven't shown up on my grinder. Kidding. Well, actually, only half kidding. I have been on there. I don't want you to see my grinder account because then you'll tell Anthony that all his accusations of me are true. Go. Hey, if you do it, that's me. Do it. Say hey. um, but no, that's cool. You're so close, though. We should pair up and go to like a drink and draw or something sometime down in Long Beach. We wanted to go to that. There's like a Long Beach drink and draw I've been meaning to go to. It's Long Beach, so it's far, and it's on like a Wednesday. It's just hard. But one of these days, I want to make it down there. Some sort of cool life drawing event or something. All right, there you go. There's your Bronson. Oh, you know what? I just realized too, you can kind of see it if I shine it. So this actually has, I don't know, I kept going off screen and having to shake it, and I had to do some crazy mods on this nib that like has this plastic thing there that I had to cut one side off to totally mod it to try to get the ink to flow. But I have the Chokuro in here, which is that drier, thicker ink, and you can kind of see how the black's different here from the on these thick lines than from the carbon black I had on the felt tips. So it's interesting. Yeah, you can totally see the difference, and I hate how it doesn't match up like that. But I don't know. One, not giving up on the Chokuro though. Yeah, try it. So yeah, it's not so bad on here. It's more like that. This one when you have like just a big block of black in the middle that just sticks out. Maybe people don't care either. It's more because you see when you're here in person, you see these little. The blackness doesn't bother me like this, but when you see the little outline lines and they look like kind of gray, shiny gray pencil on it is what bugs me. But whatever. Yeah, not too bad. Cool. Well, thanks for coming to hang out. It was nice to chat with you tonight, and I'm glad this worked out too. I was almost wondering if I was gonna put the ink in this and try it, and it would just be all broken up because I have this other pen I got. Um, it's a specific pen by Peter Draws, who's another YouTube guy. He does kind of doodles like this. Actually, I'll show you this since I'm doing pen demos. This is a flex nib, which is a bit like a crow quill they have. Oh, I just realized, is my thing not working? Yeah, you know Peter Draws, so I got a Peter pen. Let's see, hang on. My camera stopped. Let me just turn it off and on here, see if it'll reset it. Yeah, problem is like most flex nibs are oh shoot. It's not turning on. I don't think the camera's overheating though, is the thing. I wonder why it stopped. One second here, sorry. Turn it back on here. you know what? I think I know what's wrong. I think. All right, hang on. I can fix this real quick. Um, what happened is the mic in for 4K on this is really sensitive, and it's broken, and it it bent easy, and it was on. I have a replacement coming in the mail, but this one it just I think it finally broke permanently here. So tomorrow though, but let's see. Go to yeah, there we go. I had to go to 1080p work just for wrapping up here. So um let me see if I can go to. So anyway, yeah, back to the Peter pen. I bought a Peter pen. If you've seen his channel, he had his own custom pens made. He had like 4 of them made. This is the last one that was available though, and it's really nice. It has his art on it here. Yeah, but the problem is the nib that came with it was like a stub nib, and it wrote like crap. And it was all broke, like breaking up, and didn't have good flow. And so I put a different, like I put a medium nib in it that I replaced it with on my own, and that should have been fine. But even that was starting to have problems. So I'm like, what the hell? But and with the flex nibs, you have like a, oops, sorry, I'm trying to get this in focus here. It's slightly delayed on the screen here, so it keeps going back. There we go. Yeah, so the if like a crow quill or something like that, like a Hunt 102 like this, it can spread, but these nibs will rust if you leave them in a pen with ink, so you can't use them for fountain pens. So most fountain pens are just a permanent nib you could have on it for like 50 years. And they don't make a lot of like affordable flex nibs that are good. They have some that are really expensive, but they're like several $100s a pen. But yeah, this is one that's made by Mahjong, and it's really good flex. It's actually more flexible than I thought, and it's only like, I think I spent $20 on the nib, but I can kind of show you a little bit here. And it flows great now. Like this is a great pen now. I'm so happy. Um, because it's got a piston fill too here. So the only drawback is other transparent, so you can see how much ink's in it. Because this runs out of ink quick, but with the flex nib. But yeah, the flex nib works great. Like I'll show you here. I'll just put a couple more lines. Like it starts out really thin like this. Here, let's do a little gradation here, like well, you'll see when I'm done, but there you go. See if I can zoom in a little more. It's a mess, but yeah. So I'll do one on this side, and you can kind of see. So yeah, start thin, and it writes really smooth. It's a lot smoother than a crow quill too. It doesn't have a lot of grit to the paper. Like I don't like it to be too scratchy. I like it smooth. But yeah, if I go up to like scrap paper, you can just like just kind of get nice gradations into dark, or like kind of. There we go. And then might might not be dry, but you could go back in and do your cross hatching on it on top of it. So, but yeah, really nice. So yeah, it goes from thin to like, it's pretty thick. You can see. That's railroading a bit there. if you get really thick. But in general, most of the lines to about here, which is all I really need, gets pretty good flow. So yeah, I love piston fill, and they tend to be a little bit bigger, so they hold more ink, which I love. So, but yeah, and like this, it gets a little weird when I do. Oh, actually, I think it might be getting low on ink now. Yeah, see, it is. It's almost out. But sometimes when I do really fast lines like this, it won't work. But when it's newly filled, it actually does do a pretty decent job. I think it's almost out of ink right now, though I can tell because like even these smaller lines, it's starting to go. I was using it a bunch yesterday, so I used it on most of that Bronson one, or not Bronson, but the Tom Hardy one. I mostly used this. This, yeah, like all this line work in here and all his beard and everything. That was all using this. So yeah, it's just kind of yeah, it's great for getting some nice cross hatching. Oh, that's not even on camera. But yeah, get some nice hatching in there, like yeah, get some Sergio Topi style sort of line work going up here in the dark areas. But yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I actually I mean not like being a bragger, but I'm a pretty decent inker in general. Because I actually was trained by a real comics inker. I was actually an assistant inker for Chuck Gibson when he worked for Wildstorm Comics back in the Image Comics days in Colorado. He worked out of his home office in Colorado where I lived, and so I used to always go over and hang out with him, and he taught me how to ink with a crow quill and stuff. And like I have the crow quill here, the Hunt 102, which is like a dip pen, but you dip it in and see if I can get a little ink on it here. Let's see here. And he would just have me sit all day and just do practice, like like two dots and try to meek. See, I haven't used this nib yet. I'm not sure. It might actually bleed on this paper. These Hunt 102 nibs are actually really sharp, so a lot of the time they only work on high quality bristle board. Otherwise, they bleed because they scrape up the paper, and I think it might do that on this. But there you go. But yeah, this is like what Scott Williams uses for over Jim Lee and kind of the comic standard, the Hunt 102. But but yeah, he'd have me like put a couple dots and then draw a line between them, like this. Ooh, it's scratchy. Hang on, let me try this one. It holds a little more ink. This is a G pen I have just for experimenting here. Yeah, I would just draw like line after line, just trying to keep them straight. I would get like an 11 by 17 piece of bristle board, and I would just fill it up making these lines, trying to like keep even spacing between the two, keep them the same length, and also you're not doing it slow. The point is to be able to like throw the lines really fast like this and keep them clean. So, and I do this as a warm up a lot of the time too before I start inking, because you want to throw with your elbow instead of your hang on. Sorry. This is turning into an impromptu inking lesson if anybody asked for it even. um but yeah, you can hear the scratching, but yeah. And you kind of want to throw with your arm instead of using your wrist, so it gives you a nice cleaner line. And the faster you throw your line, the cleaner it'll be, because you could do a line this long by going really slow. And no matter how steady your arm is, it's always going to be a little wobbly. I don't know if you can tell there. Zooming in and out, but yeah. So that's the one I just did. It's like real wobbly. Or if I just throw it, whoops, like that, or I do it slow. You can see the difference between the two, and they're the exact same line. So, man, I'm sucking at getting the flow out of these though. But And this thing's running out of ink, so I'm not prepped for a ink demo, but yeah, and I would just like, yeah, fill up lines like that like crazy. Oh God, this stupid thing. Let's see. Let me try this. I would do it with brush too. So, like if I have where is it? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so you can do it with brush too, and just trying to get brush control and like consistent lines, and also throwing them. So you just try to get them straight and like even spacing. Oops, it's not on. Yeah, but you know, if you fill up a whole, before he'd let me even touch his original pages, he'd fill me. Yeah, he'd make me fill a whole page, sometimes both sides with it, like a huge piece of bristle board, and you know, kind of like this, and you would just be like, yeah, just like, but yeah, I got a lot of good practice and got a lot of control, so you could do that, just trying to get, or you could put like two dots and try to, because a lot of the time too, you got to learn how to stop at the right time. So like if you're drawing an edge to here, you can't overshoot the line with ink because you don't have undo or erase. So you have to like make sure you stop at the right spot. So you like, you know, you have to like, not really warmed up with the brush right now, but you know, you'd have to like, go, oops, yeah. But yeah, this brush is what I ended up inking the whole um was it the unicorn lumberjack was all inked with this with brush with that. So yeah, you could do the straight lines just to get warmed up, and you just kind of get used to using it and get warmed up and better control and stuff, and you can get faster with it too and get really kind of crazy once you get warmed up. And then you can kind of get fancy too. You can sort of get some like thick, you know, start thick to thin lines, you know, practicing that. Or even just like gradations for like cross hatching, like start thin and see. That's not very good, but yeah, it's like that. And then you can go in and cross hatch it if you want to like. Yeah. Or even these, you could kind of start cross hatching these. But yeah, so it's pretty nice. I've been kind of enjoying messing with the brush again, and these are pretty nice brushes. So um, for a synthetic brush, but yeah, I've literally like I have pages and pages filled with these. Yeah, I'll have to pull it out some other time on a stream. I'll pull out. I still have a couple of my old practice pages I did with Chuck back in the day, and I actually reconnected with Chuck too recently, and we've co-streamed a couple times on Saturdays, so we might start doing that again. He's been retired from inking for a long time, but he's been doing it again recently. He's been doing digital inking, and he inked a guy's book, Rob Norton's book, coming out soon, which I did a pinup for. But yeah, it's nice to just kind of do some cross hatching like this and just could fill a whole page with it. And it's you sort of start getting used to it and start getting zen too, and then before you know it, it's just coming out easy, you know. And like, I mean, of course, I've done it a bunch more too, but even your first time, just when you're like throwing lines like this, and I've actually seen at art schools too, like they have students that'll just be at an easel and they'll be like sitting up with their arm out and just drawing straight lines across for like hours, you know. And it's kind of it's the same discipline, so it seems tedious and painful, but the payoff is worth it. So yeah. So yeah, same thing I do with the, but yeah, I'll do a better example with these when this isn't running out of ink and the those crow quills aren't feeding very well either because they aren't dipping very well because this is getting low on ink for this, so they can't dip very deep. And plus the G pen I was trying to use it as an example is well, there's two things. So it sounds like a bunch of excuses, but it's true because I've just barely been getting into the G pens again. But like, where'd it go? Well, the G pen I had was still a little dirty. I hadn't cleaned it from last night, so I think it had stuff on it that was keeping it from flowing because I was using it yesterday. And then this, the Hunt 102, I just got this from Jet Pens with the same shipment. I haven't used one of these in years, but I do remember they kind of show up a little kind of slick and oily. And so what I used to have to do is like I would actually put ink on it and just leave it sitting overnight and let it dry on it. And then I'd go and white wash off the ink and get it all nice and clean again. But it would like get rid of that top soil layer or something or whatever it is from manufacturing or something that makes it too slippery to hold the ink, and then it would hold the ink better and it would flow better and you would have less dripping accidents from it and stuff, and then you get in there and start getting some nice flow. So we'll have to see. I'm going to play with it this weekend. I haven't played with the Hunt 102 in a long time, so it'll be kind of fun. I forgot how scratchy it is. It's an adjustment for sure, but man, it makes you draw different though with all that grip. So and you heard it too on camera, like you can you hear that? Let's see, ASMR. So anyway, all right. Well, that's it. I'm gonna call it here because it's past my bedtime. I gotta get to sleep. But tomorrow's my Friday because I have. Well, tomorrow's Thursday, but it's like Friday because I have Friday off for Juneteenth, which I'm stoked. So I'm probably gonna stream Thursday night and Friday, or I'm gonna be drawing. That's for sure. So, but yeah, the scratch feels good sometimes, but when I'm just doodling all day, I really do like a smooth one too. That's why I like having this Peter pen with the God, brain dead tonight. Um, yeah, the nib on that to give you thicker lines. So, and it's got a really nice smooth surface over the paper, so it's kind of like a compromise. So, but it still does draw different than I would with the Hunt 102. So, and with the brush, so it'll be interesting. But it's been fun experimenting with all these analog tools again after 10, 15 years of working digital. I like smooth. I do actually, yes. Shaved, smooth, cock ring. What? Anyway. Oh, it's getting late. I'm getting rude. All right. Let's see. Let's get this up here. Cool. Oh, you heard that? All right, man. Cool. Well, thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you later. I'll probably see you. Does Anthony stream tomorrow? I can't remember if he does it on Thursdays or not. I think maybe not. But otherwise, I might see you in there. Otherwise, I'll see you on Friday for the chaotic draw along. So, oh, every day. Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to keep doing the chaotic draw alongs as much as I can and maybe put a book together down the road. So, yeah, I'll see. All right, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Catch you later. Good night. Ooh, and I didn't play music, so I won't get a copyright strike. Bye.